This is the Mets Postcast, your instant game reaction for the New York Mets. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Boy, is it fun to have Francisco Lindor on the New York Mets. Welcome into the Mets Postcast live here on the Locked On Mets YouTube channel and on the Locked On Mets podcast feed. I am your Postcast host, Chris Schubert, here with you once the Mets finish up, and we have a good one tonight. The Mets defeat the Colorado Rockies. They take the opener of this series 4-2. Francisco Lindor has a multi-home run game. It is a dominant ninth inning from Edwin Diaz, so no stress there. A Soto breakout potentially incoming, and once again, David Peterson is nearly lights out for the New York Mets. It's interesting because you look at the final score of this one, it says 4-2, and you felt pretty good the entire time in this one. It never really got into jeopardy, mainly probably because you consider the opponent in the Colorado Rockies. They don't win a ton of baseball games, but the final score looks a little closer than the game actually felt, and so that's where we'll start today's postcast.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The New York Mets have now won 5 of their last 6 games, and they took care of business tonight against the Colorado Rockies. They got great starting pitching once again, a leadoff home run, jumped out to an early lead, and while not the dominant 8 or 9 run game that you probably would like against a team like Colorado, you'd probably love to just run away and hide with this game, but overall a productive night across the board for the New York Mets. Nothing really to be upset about. Truthfully, got great pitching. The bullpen was great. Diaz was awesome. Lindor with a big day. Soto with a big day. We can just wrap it up here. Shortest postcast in the history of the Locked On Mets new YouTube channel. No, of course, we've got more to break down here, but really nothing to complain about. This was a really nice night at the ballpark for the New York Mets. There will be no post-game fireworks because of the weather that is incoming into New York, but they created the fireworks themselves, and it all started with Francisco Lindor, who had a multi-home run game, hit a home run from both sides of the plate, had a huge day at the plate, 3 hits, had the 2 RBI, played some great defense for David Peterson, working him out of a jam that when he loaded the bases in the 3rd inning, and the Mets continue to just roll. It's what you're supposed to do against the Colorado Rockies. They come in boasting the worst road record in all of baseball. They come in boasting the worst record in all of baseball across the board. You're supposed to play very free, very easy. You're supposed to never feel like the game is in doubt. And despite Colorado scoring a couple of runs, you never really felt like this game was in doubt. Let's talk about David Peterson. And shout out to Anthony DeComo, who tweeted this for about Petey during the game. Since he returned from the injured list a year and a day ago, 366 days ago, David Peterson has made 32 starts. He has a 2.83 ERA, and he was also a super reliever for this team in the postseason as well. I feel comfortable saying this. I don't know if others will. David Peterson is the ace of this staff. I mean, the consistency in which he goes out there and takes the ball and delivers for this team over the last year, he has been an ace for this staff. And I know Sean Manaea was our ace for a large part of the season last year. I know Kodai Senga can have that dominant ace level stuff, but the consistency from David Peterson stands out above the rest of those guys. He has been an unsung hero for this team. He's lowered his ERA for this season below 2.7. He's top 6. I think he's 6th in the National League in ERA. This is one of the best pitchers in the National League this year. This is the best pitcher in the Mets rotation. And again, he just goes out there and he delivers. After 7+ innings against the Dodgers, to go out there against that team, against that lineup, to not be afraid of Shohei Ohtani, to strike him out 3 times, and to dominate the way that he did, and then to follow it up with another performance tonight where he goes semi-deep into the game. Kind of got sideways on him there late. All of a sudden, he's just cruising along. He's just doing well. You're dreaming of 6 innings, 7 innings once again. And then just the brakes kind of got hit on us there in that 6th inning. Wasn't able to finish it out. But another start in which it is 2 runs or fewer for David Peterson. 1 start this season. Only 1 start in which he's allowed more than 2 runs. It's been 2 runs or fewer in every start other than 1. And I believe it's now 5 or 6 starts in a row of 2 runs or fewer. So just dominant stuff from David Peterson. Just takes the ball every fifth day, pours in strikes, has that slider working, great command with the fastball offering, and just gets outs. Got some great defense behind him tonight. Juan Soto made a great play in the field. Vientos had an up and down day, had a couple of nice plays, but then lets one go by him. So a mixed bag for Mark Vientos, but got good defense behind him from Francisco Lindor, and just another win for David Peterson, who continues to rack up just solid performance after solid performance. He moves to 4-2 on the year, lowers his ERA under 2.7. He came into the game with his ERA at 2.79. He lowered it, and it has been really good stuff. The last 6 starts for David Peterson, 6 runs or fewer, dating back to his first start against Arizona back in the end of April. So David Peterson continues to be the unsung hero for this squad, for this rotation. And when you don't have Sean Manaea, you don't have Frankie Montas to start the year, you've got projects in Clay Holmes and Griffin Canning out there, David Peterson has just been awesome. Hayden in the live YouTube chat says, I never thought I would live in a world where someone said Peterson was an ace. He has hurt me too many times for me to believe it. I keep waiting for him to hurt me again. I get it. We're Mets fans. We're trained to wait for the other shoe to drop, but I don't know if you want it coming from me, but an invitation to just jump on board the David Peterson as an ace bandwagon. Maybe not your traditional Jacob deGrom level ace, maybe not your traditional Johan Santana level ace, just thinking of other Mets aces that we've had. But when I think of who the number one is for this team right now, if you made me pick the number one, I got to go with Petey. I mean, 32 starts dating back to last year, just showing up over and over and over again. And you can pick big moments. Last year, that start at the end of the season in Milwaukee with the season on the line, he showed up. He showed up every time for this team this season. That start against the Dodgers, are you kidding me? With that start in that environment, needing to give you length because you used your bullpen the night before, just great stuff from David Peterson. He continued again tonight. Again, I'd love to be able to talk about a 6 or 7 inning outing for Peterson when I make this proclamation. And yes, I know we faced the Rockies tonight, but you're supposed to go out there and dominate a team like this. And for the first 5+ innings, he did a really solid job of that. So Peterson's been great. He's been awesome, and wanted to make sure that he got some praise. Okay. It's been a good night overall. I know some people want to talk about Francisco Alvarez, and there's some disappointment in Alvy and some concern about Alvarez. He is struggling, and I'm wondering aloud, and I don't know really if this is what's going on, but I'm just kind of trying to take a guess. I wonder if what we're seeing is a guy who tried to change his swing so much. I mean, how many times has the broadcast mentioned it, that he has tried to adjust to not pulling the ball too much and trying to go the other way, that because of that, he's always trying to go the other way, and he's not simplifying his approach. Outer part of the plate, let's just go the other way with it. If it's something on the inner half, let's try to turn it and put it into those seats. Let's try to hit it 400+ feet, right? Just doesn't feel like it's a simplified approach. Am I worried? Yes. Concerned? Yes. Am I panicking? Does he need to, sit down for the remainder of the season? No. But I do wonder if we are getting closer and closer to a true 50-50 split between Luis Torrens and Francisco Alvarez, and if not, it leaning more towards Luis Torrens getting the bulk of the playing time, because it just feels like he's pressing. It feels like he's trying to do too much. But it was a good night overall for the New York Mets, so I don't want us to overlook what was a nice win for the Mets. 5 of 6, did what they needed to do. But yeah, Alvarez is struggling, and I wonder if it's just he's trying to do too much, and he's trying to oversimplify his approach by going the other way, and in fact, he's actually making it a little more difficult on himself. So we'll see if the Mets will be able to kind of get him right, and I wonder if it means some more Luis Torrens playing time. And again, we get some weather coming in here over the weekend, so I don't know what that's going to lead to for tomorrow's contest. We'll talk about the offense. Leadoff, Lindor striking again. Is Soto about to break out? We will get to all of that here and your thoughts as well on the other side. It's nice to be able to do the FanDuel read here and still talk about the basketball team still playing. The NBA playoffs, they are still in full swing. The Knicks still in it, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player or a huge Jalen Brunson performance, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. Player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. You're new to FanDuel? It's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet If it wins, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Back here on the Locked On Mets YouTube channel, the Locked On Mets podcast feed with your Mets postcast. The Mets defeat the Colorado Rockies in the opener of this series 4-2. Ray wants to give some flowers for Edwin Diaz. We'll start with that. I know we want to talk about Lindor and Soto, but yeah, how about striking out the side in the ninth inning? And again, disclaimer, it's the Colorado Rockies, the worst team in baseball, a team that you got away from Coors Field, so you know that they're going to struggle. Yeah, okay, we can say all those disclaimers. We can put all those caveats out there. Got to be honest with you. I don't really care who it's against. I don't really care that it's against the worst team in baseball. I don't care that it's the Colorado Rockies and it's at home. I don't care. I want to see dominant Edwin Diaz because I think we would all agree most of the time when things go sideways for Edwin Diaz, it isn't teams get to him. It's he gets to himself. It's his confidence starts to waver. So against a team like the Colorado Rockies, you set the guys down in order, you strike out the side. As Gary mentioned on the broadcast, the opposition 0 for their last 30 against Edwin Diaz. Just keep running that number up this weekend. I do not care that it's the Rockies. I want to see that number continue to grow because the confidence is a huge thing for Diaz, because I think a lot of the time, the slider in particular, he starts to not trust it, and then he tries to overpower guys with the fastball. And if everybody knows the fastball is coming and they can just lay off the slider because it doesn't have the right bite, he doesn't have the right command of it, that's when things go haywire because he doesn't trust his stuff. When he trusts his stuff, when he is locked in, that dominant closer that we saw when the Mets traded for him from Seattle, the guy he was in Seattle, the guy he was in his second year in New York, that guy still exists. That dominant best closer in the game is still in there. It's just about putting the pieces together. And Max mentions that the velocity is down a bit, man, but that slider's got that nasty bite. Even if you're getting it at 96, 97 and touching 98, it is still a good enough fastball with how good that slider is. So yes, flowers for Edwin Diaz tonight. Made it free, made it easy, simple, no doubt, just going out there dominating. Didn't have the cheeky walk that just extended his outing. Nah, took care of business, made it simple, made it easy, and they got to celebrate a victory very, very quickly tonight. This was a quick game tonight, less than 3 hours for this one tonight. The offense was great. Leadoff Lindor strikes again, and it's simple. If Francisco Lindor hits a home run, Mets win baseball games. It's really that simple. It's really nice to have Francisco Lindor in this lineup, a multi-home run performance, and he started the game in a big way with another leadoff home run. Man, since moving him to that leadoff spot, this team is just a different squad, dating back to last year when they made the change, and he continues to come through. But it's a multi-home run game for him. It's a 3-hit game. It's a home run from each side of the plate game from Francisco Lindor. It's a great game defensively for Francisco Lindor. Did it all tonight, and that's what you expect from the MVP of this team. Let's talk about Juan Soto, who had a multi-hit game, snapped an 0 for 17 streak in this one with a really hard-hit double that got the Mets their second run. You love to see him with a run-producing at bat. And if I'm remembering the way the game went down correctly, I believe that was a 2-out RBI for Juan Soto in this game. So another nice milestone for the Mets to hit, getting a 2-out hit, 2-out RBI, and it's Juan Soto. Made a great defensive play. Didn't take necessarily the best route to the ball. I don't know what the route efficiency was on that one. Gonna have to look at the StatCast to see how inefficient the route to the baseball was. But all that matters is the ball into the glove, and you kind of expect that this may be a series against this pitching staff that isn't very good for Juan Soto to break out, and he did so tonight. And you wonder if this is the type of series that can kind of launch him. And again, I saw a stat this morning. The MLB average OPS is a little over 700, and Soto is above that. So even though he's struggling, yes, he's struggling. Let me make sure that everybody that is a Juan Soto critic right now hears me say this so that they don't consider me a Juan Soto apologist. Yes, he is struggling, but his struggles are better than a lot of the rest of baseball. But good to see him have a 2-hit night. Good to see that extra base hit. Good to see him driving a run. Again, confidence is a really big thing for a lot of the members of this squad. I was interested in Vientos playing third base tonight. Wanted to see how it would look. And again, Beatty is clearly the better defender. And I thought Vientos had an okay day. But man, when we end the night and we look back and there is a play in the game that Vientos should make and he doesn't, It just makes it hard to continue to run him out there at third base when you have Brett Beatty on this team. And I know you faced a lefty tonight, but boy, I just would love to see an extended run of Beatty at third base, even though you take the left on left matchup. I just want to see him in there because of the defense that you provide. Keeping the other team off the board is just as important as scoring runs yourself. And so if Beatty can't produce left on left, but he can save you a run defensively, if he can save you a hit defensively, that's worth its weight in gold for this team because they are built on playing good defense. It's who David Stearns is as a GM. He wants to build a really solid defensive team. So we'll see. We'll see what the Mets do moving forward. But that is it for us here tonight on the Mets Postcast. Nice, free, easy, simple win. What was is the box score here going to tell me how long this game was? I need to know. 2 hours and 17 minutes. Just a nice, brisk walk in the park. We can all go and enjoy the rest of our evening. We can catch some more baseball. Our head can hit the pillow tonight. There was no stress. No stress whatsoever for the New York Mets tonight. And that's how it's supposed to feel against a team like the Colorado Rockies. And they'll hope to do that again tomorrow, and they will do so with Kodai Senga on the mound. It'll be Senga going for the New York Mets as they will go for their 6th win in their last 7 games. They'll try to start up a brand new winning streak, and they will look to take this series from the Colorado Rockies. And I think we can say this now after a win tonight. You got to sweep this team. You did what you needed to do tonight. You got off on the right foot, but go out there. Don't rest on your laurels. Go out there and take this sweep against this bad baseball team. I don't mean to insult the Colorado Rockies, but they're just not a very good baseball team. So go out there, take care of business, get a sweep, and make it just easy on all of us. I will be right back here tomorrow, the Locked On Mets YouTube channel for you in the Locked On Mets podcast feed after the Mets and Rockies game concludes, and we'll be here to break it all down. The Mets defeat the Rockies 4-2. They win their 5th game in their last 6. Just fun. Just a fun game tonight. Leadoff Lindor, Soto, David Peterson. Stress-free, just a good time to be a Mets fan tonight. So have a good one, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow to break down the Mets when they take on the Rockies with Kodai Senga on the mound. See ya.